Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Okay, today we are absolutely strapping in because this is it. We're hitting the climax of this massive mystery we've been following.
That's right. We're tackling the source material that finally answers the question, who really killed Jason Blossom?
The chapter's called Anatomy of a Murder, and that title is spot on. We're basically dissecting layers of lies here.
Exactly. Our mission, if you will, is to be like narrative coroners today. We're cutting through all the misdirection, the planted evidence, the half-confessions.
All the stuff designed to throw everyone off the scent.
Yeah, to figure out not just who pulled the trigger, but how the whole frame-up worked, why people confessed to some things but not others, and how these insane family secrets play into it all. It's pure misdirection analysis.
And, you know, the way this story is structured, it just grounds you in information right before the big reveal. Just as everyone, especially the authorities, thinks, okay, case closed.
Complete pivot.
Yeah.
We start with this major arrest, F.P. Jones. Seems final.
But our main kids, the heroes of the story, they know instantly it's wrong. It's actually just the start of the real investigation for them.
Okay, so let's get into it. Section 1, the arrest.
Right. F.P. Jones is arrested. And it looks like the nail in the coffin, doesn't it? Sheriff Keller finds the actual gun that killed Jason.
The murder weapon.
Yeah, it's just sitting in a lockbox in a closet in FP's trailer. Like, perfectly placed.
To the outside world, to Riverdale, this is it. Proof. Done deal. Everyone can finally breathe again.
But, and this is crucial, the narrative immediately throws up this huge contradiction. Something we know is true, even if the cops won't listen.
Because just before Keller finds it, Archie, Betty, and Jughead did their own slightly illegal search of that exact trailer.
Right. And they are 100% certain. No lockbox, no gun. It wasn't there.
It's not just a feeling, it's firsthand knowledge. They know he was framed. Someone planted that gun after they left.
And the frustrating part, the absolute irony, nobody believes them. Or rather, nobody can believe them legally.
Exactly. The adults, Fred Andrews, Alice Cooper, they basically shut it down.
Fred's reaction is pure adult pragmatism clashing with what the kids know is true. He tells Archie point blank.
Yeah, he says anything they found, or more importantly didn't find, during that illegal search, are totally inadmissible in a court of law.
The law doesn't care, they're telling the truth.
Yeah.
Procedure, right?
Precisely. So the system is satisfied. They have the gun, they have the suspect. The kids who know it's a setup, they're just dismissed as, illegal trespassers, unreliable kids.
Whoever planted that gun knew exactly how this would play out. Perfect legal trap.
But then things get even more complicated. F.P. Jones, he confesses. Well, sort of.
Yeah, it's this incredibly strategic, non-murder confession. He admits to a ton of really bad stuff, just not pulling the trigger.
It's brilliantly written, actually, because he gives the police enough dirt to lock him up for a very long time.
Kidnapping, accessory to drug running, disposal of a body.
Right, all that. But he stops short of admitting to the murder itself. Let's break that down.
Okay, so he confirms he was involved with Jason trying to run away with Polly Cooper, who was pregnant. Jason came to him for help.
Yep, FP offered him a deal. Getaway, car, some cash, a tidy sum, he calls it. But in return...
Jason had to deliver drugs for him. Weed, specifically.
So right there, FP admits to being a drug trafficker, helping a fugitive, major crimes. He's painting himself as a serious criminal.
But then it escalates, right?
Yeah.
Into kidnapping territory.
Exactly. The pivot point, he says, was realizing Jason was Blossom. Suddenly it's not about helping the kid, it's about opportunity. Greed.
The ransom plot.
Yeah. He says he grabbed Jason after the whole fake drowning thing Cheryl helped with at the river, stopped him from getting to the getaway car.
And held him there.
In the basement of the White Worm, the Serpent Bar, tied him up. The plan, FP claims, was to ransom Jason back to his father, Clifford Blossom.
Wow. So he goes from drug runner to kidnapper and extortionist in his own confession. That's quite the admission.
It is. And then comes the part about the body. He sticks to his guns, so to speak, insists he didn't shoot Jason.
But he found him dead.
Found him dead, yeah. Says the inevitable happened, which is super vague. Could mean anything. Maybe the ransom went bad. Maybe someone else showed up.
You don't say who.
No. But he does admit to hiding the body, first in a freezer, and then later dumping it back into Sweetwater River, but only after the police had already searched that area and moved on.
That's calculated. Why dump it back at all? Why not just, dispose of it elsewhere?
Well, think about it. Dumping it back where they already looked guarantees it will be found eventually, but it confuses the timeline, delays things, it points away from the real time and place of death. Very clever, in a dark way.
So he confesses to kidnapping, drug involvement, obstruction, corpse mishandling, everything but the murder.
Exactly. And that tiny sliver of denial is what Jughead, Betty, and Archie cling to. He's bad, yes. A criminal, yes. But maybe, just maybe, not that kind of killer.
Which brings us to Jughead. This whole confession just absolutely destroys him.
Completely. His first instinct is just pure devastation, denial. He thinks his dad is just a liar, fundamentally broken.
Tries to run away, right? Buys a bus ticket.
Yeah, tries to go to Toledo to his mom and sister, but gets rejected. His mom basically says, nope, don't bring your trouble here. Ouch.
That's harsh. So that pushes him back.
Pushes him back to Riverdale, yeah. But now he's hardened. If his dad won't tell the truth, maybe he can find it. Even if it means proving his dad lied about, well, everything.
And that confrontation in jail, that's rough. Jughead thinks FP only read his manuscript about the murder to cover his own tracks.
And FP's response, just ice cold, sorry I got caught.
Ugh, at face value, that sounds like zero remorse. Like, yeah, I did it. Sucks I got busted.
Exactly. And that's what Jughead hears. It lets him walk away furious, telling FP never to come back. He believes his father is just gone, lost.
But that moment, that perceived lack of remorse, it actually frees Jughead up, doesn't it?
It does. If he thought FP was innocent and just stuck, he might back off. But because he thinks FP is a liar who gave up, he has to keep digging. He has to find the real lie, the one protecting the actual killer. It's about clearing the Jones name, somehow.
Okay, so while the kids are dealing with that emotional wreckage, the adult world is basically self-destructing. FP's arrest sends shockwaves.
Oh, yeah. Panic mode activates in two very prominent Riverdale families. First, the Lodges. Hermione Lodge hears about FP, and what's her first move?
Looking for passports. Time to flee the country.
Immediately. It shows you they're always ready to run. Their whole life is built on this criminal contingency plan.
And in her panic, she confesses everything to Veronica.
Spills it all. Bribing the mayor? Check. Forging Veronica's signature on shady documents? Check. Paying off the Southside Serpents for, well, whatever Hiram needed them for. Check.
It's a massive list of felonies. And her justification is just...
Wow. She tells Veronica, baby, we are guilty. But clarifies maybe not guilty of the murder itself, but guilty by association.
Because they're tied to FP, who's now the accused killer.
Exactly. And because their own business dealings, Hiram's empire, it's so tangled up with the town's dirty secrets and criminal elements like the serpents, she knows any deep investigation into FP will eventually uncover their crimes too.
So they're not running from the murder investigation specifically, but from the collateral damage it could cause to their own operations.
Precisely. They're the white-collar crime layer. The murder is just inconveniently threatening to expose their carefully constructed world of corruption. They have to get out before it all comes crashing down.
Okay. So the Lodges are packing their bags. Meanwhile, across town, total implosion at the Cooper house.
Oh, yeah. The sins there are way older, way darker maybe. Hal Cooper gets caught red-handed.
Doing what?
Stealing Sheriff Keller's case files on the Jason Blossom murder, shredding them, trying to destroy evidence.
Who catches him? Alice.
Alice catches him, demands to know what the hell he's doing, and Hal just breaks down. He's terrified the investigation will uncover this massive family secret.
And boom, the bombshell.
The incest reveal. It's staggering. Hal confesses the name Cooper is fake. It's a cover.
A cover for what?
Their ancestors changed it generations ago. Why? Because Hal's great-grandfather, he was a Blossom.
Wait, what?
Yeah, a Blossom who was murdered by another Blossom. So the family cut ties, changed their name, buried the history.
So that means, oh my god, Polly Cooper and Jason Blossom
are related, third cousins.
Wow, okay, that suddenly explains a lot. The Cooper's absolute horror at Polly and Jason's relationship. Hal's obsessive need for control, for secrecy.
He wasn't just protecting their small-town respectability. He was burying generations of trauma, blood feuds, and, yeah, genetic proximity. Shame.
But Alice, she doesn't just crumble. She takes this horrifying information and immediately turns it into a weapon. An analytical weapon.
She does. She instantly connects this reveal to the Blossom's likely motive. Forget her own shock for a second. She's thinking like an investigator.
What's her theory?
that Penelope and Clifford Blossom knew about the Cooper Blossom connection, knew about the incestuous nature of Polly and Jason's relationship, and they wanted it stopped. Specifically, they wanted to prevent those babies from being born.
Because of the incest.
Yes, but Alice frames it even more darkly. She uses this phrase, calls it like Dr. Moreau experimentation in breeding and eugenics.
Whoa, like the H.G. Wells novel, Mad Scientist Controlling Life.
Exactly. She's accusing the Blossoms of being obsessed with bloodline purity to a monstrous, almost scientific degree, not just protecting the family name, but actively trying to control the gene pool.
That's terrifying.
It is, and it makes getting Polly out of Thornhill, the Blossom mansion, an absolute emergency. If Alice is right, Polly isn't just staying with weird relatives. She's in the clutches of potential eugenicist murderers.
Man, okay. So much chaos.
Yeah.
But the kids, Archie, Betty, Veronica, Jughead, they're still focused, right?
Laser focused. Despite everything swirling around them, they keep coming back to that one inconsistency. The gun was planted, FP was framed, that means someone else is guilty.
And their first real lead comes from FP himself, indirectly.
Right. Jughead finds out FP used his one phone call from jail. Not to call a lawyer, not to call Jughead.
But to call Joaquin, Kevin Keller's boyfriend, who's also a serpent.
Bingo, that screams, clean up your mess or keep quiet. It's about protecting someone or something else.
So Archie and Veronica track Joaquin down.
Yep. Put the pressure on. Kevin kind of subtly uses his dad being the sheriff as leverage.
Nice.
And Joaquin cracks. He admits FP called him and told him to lay low.
Does he know more about the murder itself?
He clarifies his own involvement. He says on July 11th, the day Jason disappeared, FP called him for a cleanup job.
At the White Worm basement, where FP said he held Jason.
The very same. Joaquin says he went there, saw Jason had already been shot, and then he helped FP.
Help him do what?
Stash the body in the freezer, clean up the blood and evidence.
Okay, so Joaquin confirms FP's story about finding the body and hiding it, but he didn't see the shooting.
No, he says he just assumed FP did it, which makes Joaquin an accessory after the fact, an evidence tamperer, just like FP confessed to being.
But did Joaquin offer anything else, anything that points away from FP?
One crucial detail. He mentions overhearing FP talking with another serpent, a guy named Mustang,
About what?
about a rich guy.
Ah. And Veronica hears rich guy and immediately thinks,
Hiram Lodge, her own father. She's been suspicious of him all along, and this seems like confirmation. It puts Hiram right back in the frame.
so this is the narrative setting up another potential path, another suspect.
Absolutely. It feels like a deliberate breadcrumb trail, leading them away from the Blossoms, maybe. Leading them towards Mustang.
And where does that lead take them?
They basically forced Joaquin to take them to Mustang's place. And what they find there is, well, convenient.
Mustang is dead.
Dead. Looks like an overdose, maybe staged, maybe not, but it feels way too neat.
Especially considering what the police find next.
Exactly. Sheriff Keller searches the place, looks under Mustang's bed, and finds a bag.
Full of money.
Full of money! With initials on it, HL.
Hiram Lodge. Veronica must have lost it.
She points the finger immediately. And for the police, this wraps things up perfectly.
How so?
Look at the picture. F.P. Jones confessed to kidnapping and disposal. He's in jail. His supposed accomplice, Mustang, is now dead from an overdose. And look, here's a bag of money linking it all back to the notorious Hiram Lodge who probably hired them. Case closed.
All the loose ends tied up. The violence contained to the serpents and the criminal underworld. Riverdale can sleep soundly.
Except the kids know it's wrong, and Hermione Lodge knows something is deeply wrong, too.
She shows up, tries to shut down Veronica.
Fiercely protective, lawyers up immediately, tells Veronica they'll say nothing, and then she gives this chilling warning.
What does she say?
She tells Veronica, almost like a prophecy, if you stay on this path, you will end up dead, just like Jason Blossom.
Wow, that's not just stop investigating. That's a threat. Or maybe a warning about who they're really up against.
Could be either, but it underscores the danger. Someone powerful wants this case closed now, with Mustang as the dead end.
But the core four, they see through it. This tidy bow, as they call it.
They know it's too convenient, it feels manufactured. They followed the clues, yes, but they realized they were led down a path designed to end with Mustang's death and the HL money.
So they have to backtrack. They have to find the real path.
Right. And this leads Jughead and Betty back to something FP mentioned to Joaquin, a failsafe.
A contingency plan.
Exactly. If something went wrong, FP had a backup. They figure out where this stash site might be.
And what do they find there? More evidence against FP.
At first, it looks that way. They find Jason Blossom's varsity jacket, another personal item linking FP to the victim.
Seems bad for FP.
It does. But then Betty, her detective instincts kick in. She notices something small.
Yeah.
A tiny hole in the pocket lining of the jacket.
Okay.
And she has this brilliant, intuitive thought. Like, you know how stuff sometimes falls through a hole in your pocket and gets stuck down in the lining?
Oh.
Yeah.
Happens all the time.
So she feels around inside the lining,
And finds something.
finds something hidden. A flash drive. A USB stick.
Whoa. Okay, that changes everything. Digital evidence.
This is the moment. The pivot from confessions and planted guns to something concrete, something undeniable.
And they don't just watch it alone.
No, the setup is perfect. They get Sheriff Keller, they get Mayor McCoy, the Core Four are all there, an audience for the truth.
What's on the drive?
It's video footage from the White Worm basement.
Oh, God.
First, it confirms parts of the story. Jason is tied to a chair. Mustang is there, taunting him. So the kidnapping, the serpent involvement, that was real.
Okay.
But then the camera captures someone else walking into the basement, someone unexpected.
Cool.
Clifford Blossom, Jason's father,
No.
walks right up to his own son, tied to a chair, pulls out a gun, and shoots him, point blank.
Oh, my God. Patricide. Caught on video.
The ultimate betrayal, the grieving father, the one leading the search, demanding justice, was the killer all along.
The shock must have been
Yeah.
immense.
Total horror. But Betty, even in that moment, she thinks fast. She immediately calls Cheryl Blossom.
To tell her.
Yeah. And Cheryl already suspected something was deeply wrong. She'd been fighting with her mom, Penelope, about the business, about why Jason really ran away. Her response is just chilling confirmation.
What'd she say?
Something like, "You did a bad thing, Daddy, and now everyone knows."
Wow. So the sheriff has the video. Irrefutable proof. The mystery is solved.
In one horrifying minute, yes, the who is definitively answered.
But that leaves one massive loose end hanging, doesn't it?
The biggest one. Why did F.P. Jones confess? Why take the fall for a murder he didn't commit, especially one as monstrous as this?
And the source gives us the answer later.
It does, and it completely flips F.P.'s character. He wasn't selfish, he was sacrificing himself.
But how? What happened?
Clifford Blossom, the killer, visited F.P. in jail right after the arrest.
And threatened him.
Threatened Jughead. Clifford told F.P. flat out, if you don't confess, Jughead will suffer the same fate as Jason Blossom.
Oh, man. So FP confessed to protect his son.
Exactly. His confession wasn't about guilt. It was a father protecting his child from a monster he knew was capable of anything. That line, "Sorry I got caught."
It means something totally different now. Sorry I got caught up in this mess that put you, Jughead, in danger.
Precisely. It recontextualizes everything about FP's actions. He becomes, in a way, a tragic hero.
Okay, so FP is redeemed, Clifford is the killer. But the story isn't over, is it? Because now the question isn't who, it's why.
Exactly. Why did Clifford kill Jason? The narrative is clear. It wasn't just about Polly or the incest reveal, though that was part of the Blossom toxicity.
It was about the business, the thing Jason couldn't stomach.
Right. Jason found out something about the Blossom family enterprise, the source of their wealth, presumably. Something so dark he had to run away, and something so vital Clifford would kill his own heir to protect it.
And the chapter leaves that hanging. What is the business?
Intentionally vague. That's the setup for the finale, isn't it? We've solved the murder, but we've uncovered an even bigger, darker mystery about the rot at the core of Riverdale's founding family. What are they really hiding?
It's brilliant structuring. Solve one mystery, only to reveal a deeper one. So before we wrap, let's quickly check the status updates at the end of this chapter. Where does everyone stand?
Okay, F.P. Jones. Still in jail, obviously. He's cleared of murder, but he confessed to plenty else.
Tampering with evidence, obstruction, corpse mishandling, perjury.
Yeah, he's not getting out anytime soon. But his image is transformed. He's the martyr dad now, not the killer.
What about the lodges? That HL money seemed pretty damning.
Apparently not damning enough, or maybe just overshadowed. Veronica gets very good news. Daddy Hiram is coming home.
So he walks. No charges stick from the Mustang connection.
Seems like it. The focus shifted entirely to the Blossoms. The lodges, despite their clear guilt in other areas, managed to slip through the cracks on this one. They weathered the storm.
Energy.
His dad suggests maybe moving to Chicago, getting away from all the darkness, the Jones trouble.
But Archie refuses.
He does. He decides to stay. He's committed to his friends, to Riverdale, maybe to fighting whatever darkness comes next. The Core Four bond is solidified.
Okay, so that really sets the stage. FP's sacrifice, Hiram's escape, the kids staying put, and the giant question mark over the Blossom business.
It cleans the slate and draws the new battle lines perfectly for what comes next.
Wow, okay, that was a journey. Just recapping, we went from the Lodge's corporate crime panic to the Cooper Blossom twisted family history and incest, culminating in a father literally executing his son on camera. The layers in this chapter were incredible.
Absolutely staggering. And I think the big takeaway here for you listening, especially when you're trying to analyze complex situations with lots of conflicting information, don't just stop at the easy answer.
Even if it's a confession.
Especially if it's a confession that seems to solve almost everything. Look for the contradictions, the small details that don't quite fit. Like the gun that wasn't there or that tiny hole in the jacket pocket.
Because the convenient answer is often the one someone wants you to find.
Exactly. The truth is usually hidden in those little inconsistencies that get brushed aside.
So we know the who now. We know the terrible sacrifice FP made. And we know the motive was tied to the Blossom Empire, not just family drama. But that final question lingers, setting up, presumably, the season finale.
What is the Blossom business? What kind of sticky, dark, dirty truth hidden behind maple syrup is so horrific that a father would murder his son to protect it and threaten to kill another teenager?
That feels like the real heart of darkness in Riverdale. And based on this chapter, the next deep dive is going to take us right into it.